On TCH Live. We are back. We had ourselves a week off. We have unthawed everything around the building. So we are no longer amongst the frozen igloos here in Central Texas. Back on a schedule here, and it's our Sunday $170 MegaStack Freezeout. And we've got your boy Aaron starting off here on the final table. We had 43 total players show up for this bad boy today. Oh, okay, there's my volume. It's way too late. There it is. Okay. So let's see. I believe we have the Professor, Marty. Marty's got heaps, and this is the first tournament that he's played this year. Let's see. Aiden, Fender, Guy. Let's see. Mike, Killer Mike back in the mix. As he's going to shove the first hand with ace-queen blinds, 4,000, 8,000, with an 8,000 big blind Annie. And he's got Dustin in the big blind for 34K more. Yeah, just getting under like 2-1 to maybe call this here in this spot with the Annie already posted. Has about 240K, so it's not like a huge amount for him to have to try to mix it in with. Like, you're never calling in this spot thinking like, I'm just off effing wonderful here, but he likes to lay it down, but maybe just conserving some of those chips early on as I take a look at your payouts here, chat pros, chat legends, chat vets, game vets. First place, $2,558. Second, $1,830. Third, $1,315. Fourth, $950. And fifth, $657. So top 5 places paying out. So, I mean, that could have possibly played into Dustin's decision there. I mean, like, you're just never calling there in the hopes of, like, okay, hey, I probably have the best of it. You've got King 9. Boom, you're out. It is just sort of, speculating. And I guess there are some times in tournaments where it just, you feel like you're just giving away chips. But we've got the Professor with a couple of ladies. As Mike is going to fold, we welcome back Coffee. TCH Live OG, I think was on like the first ever tournament final table we did. All right, Professor has shoved. It is a sizable raise compared to the blinds. Marty's sitting under 340K. So, like, it's just big enough that this raise size, he's going to at least have to think about it and realize, okay, well, I'm in pretty rough shape here, but spike a king and some diamonds, otherwise Professor, the dangerous Professor, and we've got a king flopping, and that may be it, unless we can spike a lady on the end, and wow, that might be one of the shortest final table appearances by the Professor, and it was not by the fact that he got it inbound, he got it in with a couple of ladies. And unfortunately, they let him down. But that's all right. But if you are a lady and you come on here on Fridays, we've got 50% off your time here at Texas Card House. And unfortunately, we don't have a Queens Getting Cracked promo. We do have the can get your aces cracked. That is 30% off your time here at TCH. 20% off. 50%. 50%. Oh, yeah, 50%. 25 for limit players. So That's a lot of savings there. You get aces crack, that's half off your time. Booyah. All right, hey, chat pros. We got Nick from Yuma here in the house. Pez Anderson. Nick from Yuma, JTN, J-Stack. ATX Poker. Alan Piscatello. As Alan's probably as surprised as anybody. His usual bet didn't pick to click. The professor has been knocked out, and a sigh of relief probably shared amongst the players there, as that could have been dangerous. You start stacking up the chips with the professor. But hey, Aaron's got some kings under the gun. Also getting a massage from Texas Royal Touch. What a baller move there. Hey, man. Working that tournament scene, collaborating with his friends, trying to sharpen his game. And by all accounts, it appears he did not run bad today. So no surprise to see him here, and hopefully on the upswing as we continue. Hillbilly here in the house. What's going on, my friend? Buntamon Williams. What's going on, brother? V. Up at Anderson. Said I played in the tournament, busted in 12th. I was hoping to make the final table. Not much for tournament player. Well, this is definitely like a great avenue, especially if like you don't play it often. To just kind of get your feet wet with it. You start really super deep, so if you're coming from the cash game side of things, like, you know, I think you can eventually adjust your play as you go, as the blinds go up, to deviate from some of the things you do. And, well, we got Dustin with kings. Fender had opened under the gun with a queen jack, about 4x the big blind. And we should absolutely see a 3-bet here to 75. As well, unless we wake up with a hand here, it'd be 51K more. It would be about a fourth of Fender stack to call. You know, unless he really woke up this morning feeling dangerous. But he's still holding on to chips. He's still got that body language like, F it, why not? Why not? I, again, would be kind of surprised if he continued here, but going to go ahead and lay it down. So, kings, queens, all over this final table right from the start. And one thing that you should be doing, as always, is smashing that like button, clicking subscribe. How many subs we got? We got 14,500. We're almost there, folks. 500 more subs until we join the illustrious 15K club. We'll have fireworks outside TCH Austin as soon as we hit it, most likely. So we'll try to keep it COVID safe here. But let's see, Robert. It's a gambling year of the ox. Boy, I'm going to have to do some research into that. Let's see, Call of Duty, hashtag Call of Duty. I was kind of surprised we didn't see Judy here at the final table. That's must have been something wrong with the universe today. It's just no justice here in this world sometimes. But, hey, Jedi Master Ted, what's up? Hey, man, just kind of getting back to adjusting to reality that we were sort of feeling like we were living on Hoth here for a while. Then all of a sudden it's just like, sunshiny day here in Austin. And it's just, you know, where I come from, when you get a storm like that, you're just faced with the inevitability that it's there for a while there, kids. So the fact that this was just kind of a one-off and quickly in and out is just a little spooky to our mental health here, I think, collectively. Anyway, we got a hand. We got limpers up front. We got limpers on the button. Aaron at the small blind with the worst position on the table, deciding to just close with the nines for some pot control, realizing that probably with his stack, I think at this point that he has to make a really big size at it to draw it out, and he's inevitably probably going to get called. So he can exercise more pot control with just taking a lead on the spot, figuring that, A, I can either figure out if another opponent has a hand that has either outflopped me, or I can just narrow it down without as much of the risk that comes with it. So He's going to get looked up in every spot, though, so he's feeling wonderful about queens and nines. And there's the third lady. So he's got a full house. Aiden now drawing dead. Guy does have the lower full house here with queens over fours. And just a little baby bet out here, 20K on the turn. About 1/4 pot size bet that Aaron, I'm probably sure, sitting there thinking, like, is he really just going to go out and bet quads, and especially at this amount? So not buying what he's putting down. And we're going to get a call here by Fender, who's just saying, like, all right, maybe I can pair up or do something crazy here on the end. We do get an ace of spade on the river, so Guy has made the best hand here. A weird spot here for Aaron with the 144K pot that is like ace-4 is probably the one combo that in retrospect he's not going to see coming. And min bet here, 8K, interesting. And it's kind of a blocker bet in the sense that, like, Guy can't go totally berserk here with his hand without having something, I think, legitimately strong. I mean, there are probably some bluff opportunities here, but I think, you know, at the river at this stage, like, something so off the wall at this point is probably going to force Aaron to put the brakes on here. But this is just a small raise, like 17K in a pot that's 185K. That almost drawn in just from the sense of, like, if this was just like a random hand, maybe it's worth it to pay off. But he gets the information he needs. Fender with just king high at this point. No, I don't think that board has changed there, sir. So I would be very surprised if, unless he's going to try to pay him off here with king high. He might think he might be clowning around here in this spot, and Aaron will find out he made a really good fold there. So Aiden down to 4 bigs, Killer Mike down to 7 bigs, Fender hanging in their coffee at just under 20 bigs. And that was a big pot for our guy here. That is all right. William Lottie. Well, Fender knocked me out. Okay. That sucks. That's Jiggy says, get Judy in the booth. Boy, we're going to have to really strongly consider that. But she may be on every final table here from here on out. So I can't guarantee it. PM 0 degrees in Dallas a few days ago, 66 today. Yeah, man, we got to like 1 degree and I went outside in shorts and 75 and everything's gone. So it's still a lot of water issues. Like, we're not out of the woods. A lot of people are going to be looking at their electric bill in the coming weeks going, what in the... So it's kind of coming out of the PTSD phase of, like, has the apocalypse come here? Like, not walking my dog and the alarms are going off at this local hospital in the middle of the night. It just sort of felt like something out of a bizarre movie. But I think everybody had a whole, varying experiences from all of this time. So just, all right. So we've got Marty opening in the hijack. Dustin had limped, but the blind's now 5K, 10K. And gonna go ahead and take down Pre. Monty, again, not a tournament player. Doesn't play this very often. I think this is the first tournament that he played this year. And just decided to take a stab at it. And if you would like to do the same, you can do so every Sunday. 2 p.m., 30K starting stack, 5K on-time bonus, and also 5K bonus for dealer appreciation, which is $10. We invite John on here. So the stack depth's going to get more shallower here. So chance here we start piling chips on in, but it took us a little while to get down here to the final 9, I think this is probably one of the later starts we've had in a couple of weeks with this tournament that we're hanging on 10. And then once I saw the players here, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I think you've got a lot of really sound and good players here that are competitive enough that it's going to take a while to get here to the prime time, as we've got Killer Mike here with pocket 9s. The big blind going to shove his last 42K in and retrieve his big blind ante he had to post, and yeah, great timing for it. So Aiden, the other small stack at 38K, Mike getting just a little bit of breathing room and a chance to maybe push in late position once the button passes if he doesn't pick up a hand here. Hey, the usual suspect, greetings and salutations. Albert, the people's champion. Dustin is lucky to be at the final table. LOL, exclamation point. His pocket 10s against my pocket queens, hit a 10 on the flop and knocked her out. Yeah, that generally does it. You have to do that in these tournaments. You just have to, 2 and 3 out people. If you've got that ability, like, you're the greatest tournament player ever, because that, you got to find those moments there where, all right, Aaron, your boy Aaron, here with ace 9 offsuit, and he's thinking of popping a raise here. We've got Fender with kings. So, judging by the amount that I can see, we'll probably, yep, here we go. There it is, 20K. Is Fender going to make like a 60K kind of like smallish min raise back to him? Because it's either that or any raise he makes pretty much has to be a jam. So, smallish, okay, 55K. Or 45K. Okay, jeez. That's just like, hey, come on, Aaron. Come and play with me, Aaron. That is as inviting, and Aaron says, all right, we'll take a flop with it. Now, Fender with less than what's in the pot, so, and, well, there's your Jack 10-6 flop. Fender with more of the best of it. Aaron's got a ton of backdoors, but with the shove, this is most likely going bet fold. Aaron can continue to go back to enjoy his massage here from the fine folks at Texas Royal Touch. $1.50 a minute will cure what ails you. All right. See Aaron here on our Thursday show, hosts here on TCH Live. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You see your payouts up there. Look, it's right there. 5th, 6:57. 4th, 9:50. 3rd, 13:15. Okay, now I've got to reload it here, but yes, first 2,558 and second 1,830. What's going on, JTN? Since my dog is watching the stream too. Yep, I turned on Monday stream as I left for mine. I think it's really good sleeping material for him. Let's see. Grams, big stacks. Holy, I'm over here playing 1-2 and 2-5. Yeah, they're still. Let's see. I've got 3 1-2 tables showing that's going here. Here at TCH in Austin. A 2-5 game going on, I think, here for a stretch, but start. Fender's limping in the hijack with King 8 of diamonds. Now Dustin here with the Ace 10 offsuit. Big raise up here by Dusty. And he's going to go ahead and take it down. Just price him right on out of here. All right. Is there a non-standard Central Time? Yeah, I think it's daylight. Central Daylight Time. I think like that's. I forget which one I'm in. You spring forward, fall backwards, blah blah blah. So, don't After this week, I just question if time exists. When we opened, I think on Thursday, then kind of just have been back at it since. It's been a lot more safe to travel. It was just more bizarre being in kind of like the central north part of Austin and nothing is open. Like literally, there was maybe like one or two gas stations that could have been operational within like a 4 or 5 mile radius. So it was just weird, man. Well, speaking of weird, Aiden giving a rip here with eight deuce before the blinds come to him. So this is the very last hand before he was going to have at least half a stack eaten up by the blinds at the antes. And he's just hoping to get it through or get it live as here comes Aaron. He's going to isolate, put in a 3-bet to put him mano-a-mano with it in the under the gut and shove. We'll see if anybody wakes up with a hand behind him. Nope. And we'll see. We also got Monty here, though, with ace 3 of clubs. It's a big enough race that ace 3 probably should be folding, but I would be kind of shocked. But, there's always a little bit of gamble in some of these spots here, too, that I think exists when the cash game player slopes on into here to the tournament. But, all right, Monty's smart, no worries. So, all right, Aaron's up against it here. He's got to outdraw 8 deuce. Can he do it? Okay. No, ace high still holding. Jack is going to turn. Nothing's going to change here for Aiden. And he gets a deuce on the end. So, boy, the best hand totally crushed there. 8 deuce. Yeah, I mean, like, from Aiden's standpoint, like, he's literally the next hand is going to be blinded into half a stack. So sometimes it's just like you're just better off getting any. I mean, I guess maybe in retrospect, that was the best case scenario that could happen there was that he gets himself isolated against somebody who's just like an ace high. And unfortunately, Aaron, he got a little unlucky there. Deuce on the end, but that is the frustration, I think, of a long-time tournament pro. You just never feel like you're always going to run pure through these things. So, that was rough. All right. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt Benjamin. Guess it's called Central Daylight Time. Cool. JT and I was binge-watching past streams last week during the, quote, hiatus. It was kind of nice for me. I didn't have to think about anything for the last, those 4 days. It was just focused on, can I get something to eat? Can I stay warm? And let's just hold on here. So, otherwise, doom scrolling my social media feeds. Just like, oh shit, where is it? Screwed up now. We've got Dustin raising on the button with ace king. And gonna go ahead and take it down. Hey, Mo Melville, looking forward to another great show. Mo Melville, Melbourne, Australia. What's going on, friend? Graham's got to win your all-ins, Ryan DePaulo. I watched the last Ryan DePaulo, and I was just howling laughing. I got to go through more of some of those. Oh, Christ, he's great. I'm just envious of the man's entertainment power. It's just... All right, so as we see, more than half of the table is 20 big blinds or less. All right, Dustin, Marty. Aiden now picks up with a real hand here in the small blind. 7 bigs. Going to have to shove here with the old ace 10 of clubs. It's not going to put it all in there, though, but Aaron is going to. He's got pocket threes. And here comes ace 10. Now in the other player's hand. Three's looking good here for your boy, Aaron. Come on. Uh-oh, there's some board pairing potential here. Ace 10, 8, and pocket threes hold. Aaron has knocked out an opponent and also gotten revenge on the one that, he made the right play against. Just wasn't on the positive side of variance. So, hey, good job, Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
I always left that one, but let's see. Bragg, has stream started yet, or just not picking it up? Yeah. Sometimes if you had tuned in when the lobby was just like opening, you just sometimes need to hit refresh or swipe down or however the heck you watch it here. But be it as it may, we've got our 5-10 game happening tomorrow night, I believe. So it will be baby steps back into normalcy. So it should be good. That's kind of the unique thing for poker players. It's just like now you can't go live. Now you're just going into some of the online streets to mess around for a few days. So maybe there were people out there just winning heaps while facing disaster. And so we've got Mahdi raising in the cutoff. Got Aaron. This is definitely Aaron's advantage here because he's played a ton, I think, with Mahdi in these cash games that I think he always recognizes these spots where they are. And he's going to rip it in here with the cutoff raise and the big blinds out there. Great move. Aaron recognizes Mahdi doesn't have to have a hand in this spot, especially at this position. And just going to go ahead and bomb it on in. That's like the best feeling online, too, and you can just get to either pull your cursor all the way to the end, get all your chips in. I live for that feeling. It's the best. It's all right. Aaron going to pick it up, and it's nice solid steal, rejam. Hey, either way, it works. So we've got still Killer Mike here as one of the short stacks and facing the big blind, and ante coming up on the very next hand after this. So we'll see if he's got some shoving chips or he's got some waiting chips. So we've got 7 players left, again, top 5 pay. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe there would be an agreement to pay out 6, but I don't think it will happen unless, yeah, I'm less optimistic that that's going to happen here with this group. Aaron doing a little pump fake here with the thought about 3-betting in the Mahdi cutoff raise. Lottie, do I qualify as a chat pro? You're a live vet. I think we had a different term for that. Hey, Matthews, Steamdola in the house. What's going on, buddy? We got Fender with some chips being put out, and he's going to put in a raise. We do not know his cards at this point, but it's going to be an all-in shove. It's pocket 9s, a couple of 9ers. Back here to Mahdi, which this is a very sizable bet. Like, I think if it's, 40K or 50K less, there might be some times he might feel splashy enough to feel like he's within reason to maybe give a look up at this, but I think he's just going to find out what the exact total is before probably folding his hand, but Matt Benjamin, so when Aaron bubbles, will he be joining you in the booth for some live from the felt perspective? I said, hey, after you win it, come on back here and just, dunk on the haters. Just be like, boom, how do you like me now? So, like, I try to put his mind in that direction versus, like, make winning inevitable in his brain. So he didn't welcome in any doubt. But we're going to get a call here by Mahdi. He's thinking Fender maybe just making a jam on him. And he's going to flop a 9. So we need backdoor spades. There's one. Can he bink the runner? Runner never funner. And he will not. As a set of 9s will hold As that takes a pretty healthy chunk out of MegaStack and puts a lot right on over here to Fender Bender with the. Now it's that, I mean, that was at 300. Yeah, he's going to be up to 354K now. Holy smokes. Hey, Caitlin, here in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, did a podcast with the All In Poker podcast team. Caught a few minutes of that, so I appreciate it. The shout out to the show. It's all right. They'll put all those chips there to Mr. Fender, the public defender. All right, so Killer Mike going to be in the big blind with the ante. Yeah, they had mentioned to ask me at some point to do it. I think I will. I don't know. I had used whatever quote notoriety, I guess. It's just sort of like, okay, hey, I'll try to be funny for you guys. Hey, 31 likes, guys. Very well done, but I know we can do better. I commend all 31 of you. Fine, awesome viewers, listeners, legends of the chat, including our boy, Gary C. Our boy, Gary C. in the house. What's going on, buddy? We got Dustin going to limp the King 9 of clubs. Marty. Yeah, he's going to limp right behind. Excuse me. Limp right behind. And Fender now going to make a 2.5x raise with the blinds 5K, 10K to 25. About kind of the hand I think you would expect to make that sizing against two limpers, because you pick up like a real hand, you pick up like an ace king or jacks or something, like it's most likely going to be 4x. Like Fender on a heater though, boys. As he's flop top pair top kicker. Marty has missed this. Dustin has missed this. And we got a flop bet of 50 and over and out here for Mr. Fender. Okay. Rob Goggs, I'll take. Okay, now. Ed Barrage says I hit the like. What's going on? All right, action here. So we've got our free rolls on Wednesday. Get 1K guaranteed. Probably resume the Friday 1K free roll here for PLO. Ladies' night at 50% off. And also our can't play at the Sunday tournament or Saturday one. We've got a $100 second chance tournament. The 2K guaranteed first place. So can't wet tournament whistle on Sunday. Feeling like, hey, Saturday night. Saturday at 4 p.m. Come on out to either get one add-on or one re-entry. It's $100 a piece. Here's your boy AA Ron, up now here to 20K. Mike in the small blind, going to Mock. Our boy Coffee here with the 9-8 of clubs. Going to try to go wreck AA Ron here with this magical hand. Let's see our flop here. Let's go. Well, that is good enough here for Aaron. Coffee here with some backdoors and a straight draw to a 10, but probably going to go bet full. But it is a very small bet, and Aaron just kind of takes a breath on this one, and just a little chip on up here, just a little upswing. So we lost the Professor. The Professor was our first casualty. Then we lost 8, and that's really been it. So we've been kind of hanging on at 7 here for a bit. Ed, Mike, I hope you're safe during this weather. Yeah, now it's perfect. Now it was like a sunshiny. You're back to being utopia to the point that it's kind of like unnerving to my senses how quickly it was just sort of like. Next, you grow up in the north, you're just used to brutal storm. This stuff just stays around for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I think the only concern I think for some people is pipes, burst pipes, and expenses, utility bills. more of the aftermath of this is what's going to get really complicated, and people are going to start pointing fingers and kind of back to screaming at each other online about this stuff. So I, above all else, just hope that the future weeks are smoother than I may anticipate to be, because it is going to raise a lot of really confusing ideas. And I know our boy ATX Poker was affected by that. That was so. And for that, there was also people that lost like a week of work, or not going to see if their electricity was on during the point where it wasn't. Like, you're going to have people with massive bills. So it's not out of the woods yet, but at least the worst of it is far, far done. So, all right. Still back here to 7-handed at Texas Card House, Austin. Nick from Yuma. Nick's 103, T-Wolves 99 final. Yeah, that's getting to the point where I just kind of want the Wolves to tank this year, just keep their first-round pick so it doesn't go to the Warriors. But the lotto odds are not as strong as doing that as it is. So, but I love the Knicks, and I want the Knicks to win. So we also want Killer Mike to have a chance, but it's going to be rough here because Marty has got fake aces. He's got ace-4 offsuit. Guy already had limped in the hijack. See if Monty. It's just a small enough raise that going multi-way, just to say, like, okay, maybe I got a shot at this, but this wouldn't be a bad time here for Guy to maybe do the old limp raise. So we are going to get the call here by Guy. And here we go. Killer Mike needs to spike a 7, make a straight. And we could see checked all the way down here to the end by this point thanks to this board run out. So 8 here on the turn doesn't change anything for either player. Check and check. Mike might think he actually has the best hand here at this point, but gonna see these couple of babes turned over, these 10s, and that is gonna do it for fan favorite and one of my favorite, Killer Mike. Legend here has been making a lot of these final tables, but will be knocked out in 7th, so we are officially on the bubble. Does next place will take home Squat Douche unless we adjust the payout, but that is always kind of a 50-50 thing here by this point, but all right, again, if your aces do get cracked here, that's 50% off your hourly here at TCH. And for limit game players, that's 25% off of your hourly throughout the day. You can also leave us a Google review. We'll give you a free hour of play. Also, if you refer a new member, you can get $30 in rewards credits. And new member gets a free monthly membership. So, hey, you know somebody out there, they're like, hey, man, I've been wanting to go to that Texas Card House place you're talking about. Boom, there's your chance. They're like, let me tell you something. Come on down, buddy. It's not going to cost you anything for your actual monthly membership, and I get to be the beneficiary of it. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. That's what. All right, so Monty raises up here to 35K. Aaron here with a chance to defend with a Jack-9 off. The clash of the Titans here as here we go. Monty trying to steal here with a small blind, and he's going to flop top pair. Aaron's got an up and down straight draw here on the rainbow board, so Monty will rip, which now this is kind of a decision for Aaron because it's roughly about half his chip stack here on a draw that is His hope would be if he calls that he also would maybe think like his jack, or in some cases maybe his 9 might be live. Obviously, we can see Mario's flop top and is just ready to bomb it in. It's a pretty significant price here for a draw. That it sucks because you're like, I've defended with this hand. I've gotten the ideal port texture for it, but I've been priced out of it. And that's... He understands these spots way better than I do as far as what the math is concerned. So, wonder what's going on in that head of his. $116K to call. Kind of going to be less than half his chips, and he does find the fold button. But does give kind of Marty a sweat there. But I think if Marty realizing he's not getting snapped, that he's going to feel like he's probably way good there. Boy. Let's see. People talking about Andrew Wiggins. Yeah. That's... I don't have time. Shouldn't have got a max contract. He's a fine player, but he's not a head of your franchise guy. Minnesota learned that the hard way. But Knitfold coming, says Steam Dola. Told you. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're in the money and you're four-handed, the decision becomes a little bit different. But I think on the bubble there. Thank you again, JTN, here for the $10 super chat, too. It says, one thing I haven't done yet today. Appreciate any love you could give here. Super sticker or super chat. The line's now 6K, 12K. Aaron with a 6 high going to fold. We had Dustin limping. Fender checking. Jeremy, can you concealed carry in Texas car rooms? You cannot. Yeah, no guns allowed in these parts, so. I mean, unless you're like a federal agent, which, you know, they're here 3-4 times a week tops, so. No, I kid. Steam Dollar is never calling there. That's correct. Fender does turn a pair of kings. Dustin is going to muck this. And Fender, who took a pretty big pot off of Marty, getting it in with pocket 9s pre against ace-3 suited. It was just kind of a medium-sized bet that I think Marty could have expected some bluffs or random 2-card combos to be in there, but that one kind of put a hurt on. All right, 40 likes. Keep it going here. Make sure to click subscribe. Again, we're going to have our 5-10 stream tomorrow night. Looking forward to getting back to that. We literally didn't have a show all this week, and we got to Thursday, and it was kind of a possibility, but it was also still a point in time where the power was not really stable here in this city, that was not really certainty about the road, so I think we just kind of held off on doing a show on Thursday with your boy Aaron and company. And he's got 10-3 of clubs, and he's going to put a good old-fashioned button raise. Damn straight. Fender most likely going to defend. And Guy will give up the 8 deuce. So Aaron technically with the best of it here pre. And going to have position here on Fender, who's going to flop middle pair. Aaron here with bottom pair, backdoor clubs. I probably imagine a C-bet in this spot, but Aaron, unless he's gotten some indication that Fender has connected with a board like this, may just take the freebie and see what happens on the turn. It is going to be the 7 of diamonds, so looks like about a half pot size bet coming from the Fender bender. Boom, 30K. Take that, rewind it back. Little John got beat, make booty go whack. Whereas if we go to Aaron on the button.
Lines up? Lines up? Okay. No. I'm not. That's a question. I don't know.
Gonna give a look up here. Plenty of draws. Plenty of, your 10-8, Jack 10s, Queen Jacks, Queen 10, 10-8, 5-6, Ace X. Maybe a chance here for Aaron to bluff at this. 132K here. This is kind of a sticky opponent that he could totally represent an Ace X here on the end with the bet sizing, but does have enough showdown value. Doesn't feel like he wants to get himself in a position that is. He may be mad there, realizing that his opponent had enough of a kind of a hand that he could potentially barrel at and getting off, but Fender has been making enough of these kind of loose calls that, it's kind of questionable if he makes a river bet for a bluff that he's going to get him to fold. I don't dislike any of that, because I think once he sees the check in the way that it was put down, that he can realistically put his opponent enough on enough number of hands that would connect with that board, or for most definitely continue. 9X probably, I don't know if it was in his wheelhouse. Here you go. Jenny, Master Ted. Hey, Carolyn. Here you go, Mike. Didn't think I got a chance to tip you last week at the table. Yeah, I must not have shipped you any winners. Let's see. Coffee is still in. So Daniel Tennyson. That's correct. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right, 4s versus A6 here for Marty. Fender has flopped aces up and sitting just under 500K in chips. And any of the 4s that were remaining in the deck for Marty are now over and out. Sayonara, hasta la vista. So Fender has got a lock in this unless he folds, which he does not seem to be apt to choosing that route. And, hey, that's damn Skippy. Yeah, and he's actually going to put it in a raise. And that's going to knock Marty here. And, okay, hey, glad to see it. We've got our boy Moose Duty in the chat. Call of Moose Duty back here in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Jedi Master Ted. Saying I know you didn't. Yeah, sometimes I'm, there is some kind of superstition. Sometimes there's just players here that just run really good when I deal, and some that just run ridiculously bad. So usually Aaron's one of those guys. So, all right. Folds all the way around here at Coffee with less than 62. He's going to shove with his full 68K. Dustin now 56 more to call at 10 high. Would actually have some live cards in this spot that just under, 56 to call just would be like 100. He's not getting a bad price for it, but it's still on the bubble with this stacked up. It's not really like feeling at the point of just giving away 50K at that point. Mitch, Bruins money line and over 5.5. Cash it. God, I've not paid enough attention to hockey. Sorry, Matt. Don't remember. Yeah, it was good. Just kind of checking out some of those other streams to see you guys in the chat. Just be like, hey, no, we're fine. It was a really weird week. I didn't have power starting at 1:30. as Aaron here with almost half the dude talking hand. We lost power about 1:30 Sunday night. It started freezing rain on Sunday night at like 5 o'clock. Stopped, and then it became snow around 1:30 in the morning, and that's when it kind of everything shut down. And then came back for like a few hours on like Tuesday, maybe like 3 or 4 hours, and then was out again for like another full day. So it was just a weird mismatch of different neighborhoods were affected differently. So it was some weird times. All right, Jack 10 versus King Queen as Dustin going to limp call, and Marty is flop top pair. Dustin does have a straight draw here to a 9. And Marty's going to rip it in. As boy, that was a chunky bet by Dustin to try to take a lead at. And he's going to call. He's going to realize how bad he's got it here. Maybe he's hoping his opponent turns a king. Oh, my crimey. Turn card. He hits a 9. He was going to have to hope to turn a king to maybe get some more outs. I mean, maybe a jack or 10 all of a sudden spices things up. And Marty is the bubble, losing on a gutter ball. And now I think I know why he doesn't play tournaments that often. As he's going to look at that and go, boy, I spent this day to get to this point to have this happen in a tournament. And I'm sure Aaron, just like with that, what is that meme? With the guy with the rope around his neck. It's like, first time. That is tournament poker. In a nutshell, is Dustin has stacked. Marty, we are in the money. We are here in the top 5. And very unfortunate for him. He's going to get a new deck, new dealer. Blinds will still stay 6K, 12K with a 12K big blind ante. And Moose Duty, Texas has been a total shuck foe. Yeah, that is. It's more of like the just mental awareness of the scale of the situation as it's happening. That you're like, this is just. People have winter storms everywhere. It doesn't knock out everybody's ability to be able to do anything. It's just not. Infrastructure's not built that way. There's no plows. It's just, if you get a storm like this, it's just usually gone the next day. So there's never a need to have a fleet of plows and stuff to be able to manage that. So it just a very helpless and I was just more in a point of like worrying about other people. That I was like, boy, I hope elderly are staying warm, neighbors are doing fine. That was kind of more the, because it's like, this sucks right now, but this could always be worse. It could always be a little more cold. It could always be totally without food. It could have kids that are, or pets that are more sensitive. My dog was like a damn oven throughout the entire thing. He was toasty. All right, so we've got Dustin with a gutter ball. Aaron drawn live here to 4-3-5. And maybe a bet on the end if this is just an entire brick. That is going to be not a brick. That is a smash there for Dustin as he's flop top, or rivered top pair on the board. Aaron checks. See if Dustin is going to bet. Aaron will give it on up as let's see. All right, ATX Poker said, I am showing my buddies who I'm staying with tonight while they do construction at my place. Luckily, moving to somewhere new this week. That's good, man. It's a tough part about some of the apartment complexes, I think, that had it bad around the city. It was just, the pipes and infrastructure. I mean, I just saw so many brutal things of just flooding, water just dripping down everywhere. Thankful that was able to avoid that where I was, but they're still kind of sitting on Pence Needle, just like, okay, it's not just going to explode for some random reason, right? So, Aaron gonna shove. Fender gonna show his queen 3. Make an astute lay down. Moose Duty says, I still don't have water. That sucks. It sucks. It's just different areas affected in so many different ways. V, go Aaron. Hell yes. Ernesto, Youngblet, your voice soothes us. And that's the way. Cold subliminal messaging is starting back in. Why our boy Ernesto is one of the best in the biz at chatting, folks. 8 of spades is a cult. That's correct, Steam Dola. All right. Oh boy, cooler alert. We got a mother effing cooler alert here. Aaron's got ace king. He just seen coffee with less than 10 big blinds limp, and it doesn't matter. Like, he's just got a shove here, and this is the moment where I think you may see Aaron's soul leave him when he sees what's about to be flipped up. And you won't blame him because he's just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's no way I don't get it in with ace king here in this spot anytime. I feel for it. And even like run it out whichever way you want to. That's ace is full. Even if, like, Coffee played it to the end and he gets, he's just going to lose whatever he's got left in there. That man is about to give up a bunch of tournament chips on over to Coffee. And Aaron will now be down to 72K. So they just essentially flip stacks here at this point. Boy, that... Yeti cooler of the night indeed, JTN. B. Richardson super system move. Limping aces still works in 2020. Yeah, it's one of those situations, yes, you can still kind of do it, but it's just... Like, the limp shove, like, rarely ever gets called with aces unless you're mixing up. Like, the bomber, like, the Bronstein bomber's great at that because he will do some limp raising with, like, ace-jack or ace-10 or king-queen sometimes in spots like that. So he's got enough balance between when he is just being the bomber and when he's got the goods. So it's like, everything in poker is just sort of like you've got to have a specific set of moves for the different kind of opponents you may have. And there might be tables that play in such a way that, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Absolutely. If you just have people that are just going to be auto raise every time, but it's like as just a total standard move, it's not, buyer beware. That's all. All right. You gotta love sports, says Steam Dola. Damn straight. You gotta love sports. All right, guy gonna call with the 6 Dewey. And nope, nobody here with any part of this. 997. First bet is going to win. It's probably going to be Coffee. Coffee betting. So we've got a bet of 17K. Fender is actually going to float here with ace high. He's got the best of it. We'll see if we get a spicy turn card. Like a straight draw kind of up. That's just going to be Coffee now. Kings and nines with an 8. And that will be the end of it. So we continue here on TCH Live. Mike Gamblett here, super producer Carolyn. Sorry, Carolyn's back here at the controls. Trying to remember how to do my job this week, so we have not done the show here for a week, but all right. ATX Poker Sports, the Huey Lewis and the News album, Hip to Be Square. Reminds me of one of the greatest.
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
They're okay. Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste.
Yeah, that's. I've not watched American Psycho in quite a while, but every time I think about Huey Lewis in the news, I think about that scene. So, all right, we got. Oh my God, Aaron shoving here with the 9 triz. We got pocket Judies though here for Defender Bender. Aaron here with the love of the game with the 9 triz. He's gonna go up against pocket Judies here, and it's gonna hurt. Because the 9-3 is going to get there, folks. I got a feeling. Pump your love back to the future or into the past. Let's see if we can will away the 9 triz to crack the Judies. Oh, we got a straight draw coming potentially. Another straight draw, and, well, that's not going to do it. That's our boy Aaron, knocked out here in 5th. Going to take home $657 and frustrating finish that was just hoping to get it in with the 9 triz with less than, he's got less than like 6 big blinds there in that spot, was about to be blinded in, so I'm sad. I kind of wanted to see him ship it all there, man. He's done a lot here for the channel. Always appreciate Aaron, as maybe he will take his sorrows out with a good old chug of all pure hand sanitizer. Definitely the beverage of choice when you're feeling blue. And also if you want to be sanitary. Don't literally chug those down. I don't advocate for it, but rest in peace, Aaron. This is Alan Piscatello. Yeah, that's life of attorney reg, man. It's a tough sled knot here in some of these spots, but hey, cashes. All right, coffee. Heating up. Dustin here with pocket 6s. Had knocked Marty out. The old Jack 10 on the against King Queen on the Queen 8-7 board. And he's got pocket 6s here. We're going to get ourselves a flop here pretty soon. Come on, off we go here as 10-7-7. Decent run out here for Dustin McCoffey. Going to put in a very big seat. Well, no, I wouldn't say very big. It's a pot of 142K. 60K is kind of surprised. Even with that run out, like, I think maybe Dustin not wanting to play the hand out of position. I think that's certainly fine to call in that spot. Maybe one more street just to see what the board run out, but what can you do? What can you do? See an ocean card one time. Steamed Ola says, I feel like I should get one ocean card per tournament. Let me do some Googling. I don't know. I'm trying to Google what the reference is so I can be cool, but apparently I'm not as aware of what the power of the ocean card. All right, we've got a walk here for a guy with less than 20 bigs, with 19 big. Coffee, Dustin, and Fender. When this tournament started, I would not have expected that this would probably be the Final Four based on, hey, just kind of how the chip stacks were aligned and the caliber. Like, Coffee's been here before, so that's probably not a surprise. And often. All right, so we've got Fender, the old Jack 10 suited. Let's see. Gonna go ahead and limp on the button. It looks like nope. Raise up here to 35K, and he's gonna fold out the blinds most likely. So, gee, regardless, probably. Isaac, what was the buy-in here? Here was a $170 buy-in. You see our payouts here. Prize pool of 7,300 or so. 43 total entries. The first 2,500. $58 dollar bills, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. This tournament starts at 2 p.m. 30K starting stack. $10 optional dealer appreciation. Also 5K on time bonus. 25-minute levels. Your late entry allowed until start of level 7. Tomorrow I'll be back here in action for 5:10. Maybe we can have Aaron join us and express his sorrows and from this past Sunday. So the blinds now 8K, 16K coffee. Four-handed going to raise up to 35K with ace-9 of clubs. Clubbies. And going to get his opponents to fold out. So, all right. Coffee just chugging along here, boys and girls. Fender, the top stack on the table, though, here, 658K. And, boy, I think, like, with his style, he's not afraid to really get in there and mix it up with any of these players. That it's kind of frustrating to feel like if you're going to have to try to make a bluff on him, you're going to be treading some dangerous waters here with the stack depths as they are. So Dustin called here for 8K. Fender going to check his 9-4. All right, we got some battles, primos here. King flops, 4 flops. Fender here with second pair, top pair here for Dustin. And, okay, hey, maybe we will get some action here. Fender's going to bet his middle pair in the spot, figuring Dustin's inevitably probably whiffed on this. But we know the truth here, folks. 35K bet. We'll see if we get the old check raise. That is exactly what we're seeing here. Probably up to about 90K or so. No, 85K. So, yeah, right around the ballpark of that. And Fender is going to click the fold button as... yeah, there was a question here by B. Richardson. I've heard from fellow players that if you cash 20% of the tournaments, you're doing good. Is that true? I've seen players cash at a higher level. Pez probably with the right answer. Yes, big multi-flights, 20% would be kind of insano. Yeah, that would make sense. I think like the online ones are kind of different because you're also, the higher up I think you go in stakes, with the bigger those tournaments are, just the wider amount of variance that I think for the live tournaments, because of the amount of time in that, even if you like min cash, I think it's it's a decent payout for the time. Hey, what's going on, Steven Tixay? Young Money. Hope you're warm and safe down there. Looking forward to making it back. Yeah, we're doing all right here. It's a hairy couple of days, but after Wednesday, it's been fine, and everybody else is just trying to get to where there's damage, whereas, like, everything early was a grid issue. Now everything that's still left, I think, is just based off of storm damage. All right, coffee with some ducks. Dustin was ace 10. Checky. Deucey. Deucey's full here for coffee. He's going to check. Dustin's going to bet. And he's about to enter a world of pain. Isaac Noy saying, I'm going to Las Vegas next. Okay, I'll answer this. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought it was a different. We got a shove, though, from Coffee. he's hoping to God, good gracious, that Dustin had been betting a king after slow playing out on the flop. That's not the case here. I was going to draw a fold and shifting of those chips, now going here to the left side of the table. Coffee piling it on up here now, folks. Ethan, shut up and entertain me. Damn straight, buddy. Somebody asked me, well, congratulations to Ethan for being in that. Probably the funniest part of that Great Goes All In video with Brad on. That was just an opportune time. ATX Poker had asked about that. I just had missed the question. Oh, did you see the Great Goes All In video? That was T-Nex versus Polk. I haven't seen that one yet, but. All right, Fender on the button with 6-4 a spade. Guy most likely going to complete the action here on the small blind to 8K. And Coffee, though, with a real hand. He's been on a heater, folks. Picked up some good hands at the right time. Raise up here to 66K. And going to force everybody on out. Hey, boy, Ron, G, guys. Couldn't find the run good. On the ropes every hand, it seemed, but we'll be back. Damn straight he will be. And if you wish to try to bluff off all your chips to Aaron and many of the other TCH live legends that you see here each and every Sunday. Join us here at Texas Card House in North Austin. Also, if you're living up in the Dallas area, you can check our website here for the TexasCardHouse.com for all the tournaments that seem to be running daily. It looks like there's going to be a 50K guarantee coming up at the beginning of March. That should be a pretty. I imagine they're going to smash the guarantee on that. Like, you should be smashing that like button as we've got Dustin moving in with a couple of.
Lady.
All right.
I don't think he'll be. Hasn't been the.
Ethan says, damn, I missed Dr. Hoodie. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, buddy. Where the heck were you? B. Richardson, coffee percolating. Is it fermenting or just, I'm not a coffee drinker unlike our boy Steamdola, professional coffee drinker. And I think our coffee machine works fine even with a boil notice, or are we not allowed to? Yeah, that's right, we can't because it is the boil notice still happening, so we'll get over that here. This is like the second boil notice, I think, within like 2 years. There was one stretch, but we're going to have Dustin flop the world here with Trip Kings. Fender had missed it. There was like 2 or 3 years ago after a flood that caused some issues, I think, with one of the filtration systems where we had to kind of go on a boil notice for a while. It was a really weird summertime thing that happened. Fender's going to pick up some showdown value here in the end as he pairs his 8, but Dustin here with the 3 kings going to get at least a little bit of a payoff for it. Smoke one. Has commentator been sipping? I ain't been sipping, I promise you that. Unless it's, of course, this drain, a total body fuel, strawberry sublime, because it was the only thing left in this gas station nearby. So I'm feeling pretty strawberry sublime, I guess is what you could say. But not sipping on any of that drink or anything. Let's see. You guys are funny. All right, we've got Fender here in the small blind with the old Jack 4 off. Guy here with the 4 Dewey. classic matchup here between total garbage. As both players pair of 4 here. Fender also has backdoor clubs with his jack of clubs. Guy here with the bottom pair, no kicker. May just decide to at least take it one straight just to see what happens. All right, our turn is the king of diamonds. So should slow down the action, though maybe Guy has an opportunity to try to bluff at this in position. But, like, what is he exactly going to bluff off? That wasn't just a totally random hand at this point. Now maybe he can represent an 8, but if, fortunately, Fender is going to take that away from him. We're going to have a chop pot of this because we do have 4s and 8s with a king for both opponents. So there's still a chance that Guy might get out of this just because of the board texture. But he's calling for a chop, and he's going to get the best case scenario here unless... Well, okay, I take that back. There are still times where missed club draws that are unpaired could absolutely bet there that he could be bluff catching. So I'm sorry if I had a little too narrow of a view on that. Like, it's not very often you get jack 4 and 4 deuce deserving a breakdown here on the stream. All right, back here into the TCH live chat. Smoke one. Sounds like you're getting a massage. No, I'm not. I'm just a comfortable dude talking for the most part.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, it would be nicer. Just tune it up just a little bit.
All right, as we continue here on our Sunday live stream here to the Final Four. 2,500 on top. Smash the like button. Click subscribe. We can get this to over 100 likes tonight, can't we? That seems like a reasonable goal, achievable one. I feel like it's doable. Like, this is a Sunday for your entertainment. I kind of miss football. Like, I know the college basketball stuff's starting to pick up, and NBA stuff was, but it was... I miss just being able to talk about games and stuff and storylines after this week, but I think there's a few you're probably thinking, God, it's over. All right, we got a raise up here by Coffee out of the big blind. Guy had limped and is considering limp calling. We don't know his cards. Just slide him over there. Just a little bit to the left. To the left, to the left. We got a mystery hand here for Guy. Probably something connected. I could probably see some kind of, like, Queen X hand. Okay, so Broadway. Okay, King 10 here would fit the profile of a kind of hand that would play this way. Coffee, though, as good a flop as he can ask for, I think. He's going to get the absolute best chance to pop off on this, and going to put a big bet here also with the backdoor wheel draw. Go with this middle pair. Guy's going to shove. Holy moly, Massachusetts. We got ourselves a check bomb in here with overcards. Coffee's going to call him. Coffee with a great call. Will it be paid off? There's a 9 on the turn and a jack on the end. Coffee bluff catching. And his hand holds his Guy with a risky move. And I just see there, Guy is just bewildered that Coffee would call in that spot. And I mean, maybe Coffee could sit there in his mind and think maybe there's some, like, 8-7 or 7-6 or, 9-7 that might try to check raise. But, yeah, he was able to get the money in good here with the best of it and still maybe some hope in the back doors. Just really had to fade the overs. So, tip of the cap, though, to Guy. I mean, that was not an easy bomb, and sometimes those get through, but Coffee in the moment just sit there and said, dude, I'm Jeff Coffee. I'm a frickin' legend. I call. And that, my friends, is how legends are made. By calling with ace-3 and having the best of it. Damn straight. TCH OG. Big time OG. Like, old school OG of TCH. So, yeah, okay, no fold equity. Maybe. I guess that's probably the only thing I'm probably not taking into account for. I mean, that was not a. Okay, so after the zero fold equity, I don't know. Like, let me. I'm just replaying it here as far as after what the bet. Oh, okay. I see what you mean because it was the. Yeah, I probably need some sugar in my coffee because I did not realize that there was that big of a bet here by coffee that he made in that spot. So that's the piece of information.
It's not the line because he put up 30.
Okay. That's yeah, he has no fold equity. You're 100% right. So I don't know what guy is not pleased with, I guess, in that spot. Okay, it was only 13K. Okay, I saw the bet as like 60K. I did not see the two orange chips out there. So I thought it was a lot smaller bet, and then that's for John. Yeah, that's your guys are 100% correct. No fold equity in that spot whatsoever. So Dustin here with the straight draw, going to bet fold. Yeah, that is in that spot. Even if you feel like your opponent's got nothing, like I think Guy was in a spot that was literally the best I think he could ask for, other than like his opponent having ace deuce. That if he wanted to, because I mean that was the bewildering thing there in the moment too. Was just like, why would he check raise all in for that amount? Like, that coffee can't fold. So that's why coffee's a legend. So my bad, guys. I fucked that up. So. All right, Dustin here with the raise on ace jack. We will go on here to the next hand here on TCH Live Sunday edition. Take another big swig of this rain total body fuel. This guarantees I'll be at least awake until 3 o'clock tonight, which is all right. Ethan, Dustin should put on a straddle. Yep. You're a funny man. All right, we've got a Fender call on the button with ace-7. Coffee not thinking about raising out of the small blind.
Raised to 60,000.
I have to imagine Fender's calling here in this spot. Guys talking about manscaping here. Jesus. Oh, boy. Here we go. We got flip top pair here for Fender with backdoor clubs. Coffee really with, nothing backdoor. It just nothing but pure aggression. Bet a 65K here into this thing. Remember, we'll get a call 99.9% of the time here in this spot. Here we go. Off here into the turn. All right, well, Coffee does now have a straight draw to a 10, which is going to get a free look at it. You could take a good look at Butcher by sticking your head up. Okay, no, I'm not going to continue with that. But we've got a bet by Coffee here on the end. It's a big bet, 100K into a pot that looks like I had 242K. Fender, He's taking off the glasses, rubbing his head. He's just doing like the human reset button. Rub your eyes a little bit. It's not going to be I mean, it's going to represent like a fourth of his chips to call here, but I guess he may just be worried that there are some maybe 2 pair combos that could be value betting here in this spot, but he does have the ace of clubs in his hand, which I think blocks a lot of hands that he would consider knowing that he would be up against, and will probably turn that one over. This Coffee trying to go for it, but he ran himself right there into an old fender bender. Nick from Yuma, are you still doching? Yeah, I'm still kind of holding on here for a moment. I'm just kind of wondering, like, if Doge ever goes up to 10 cents, if we're not just going to have, like, a huge, massive sell-off, or if, like, it's just kind of been hanging around 5 cents and a little bit up and down. Okay, 0.57 right now, so it's still holding right now. It's no, I haven't had the need to pull it out, so. And maybe it doesn't go any further. Maybe it just stays 5 cents forever, but we hope it goes right straight to the moon. Congrats to any of our Bitcoin owners out there. This was at least a good week for you, or has continued to be. Noah, here in the chat, says, can't check the turn to full to half pot river. Well played. Yep, that is a fact. As Cardano says at Nick from Yuma. Dan says I sold at 8.5. Yeah, that was a rare. That wasn't too long. I think it was at like 8 cents for probably like a few minutes, and that's really kind of the peak of where it's gone. So it's just like until we find an actual practical usefulness. But I don't know. I've gotten all these recommends on my YouTube now of like all these Dogecoin people and like cryptocurrency bros just like live chatting and stuff. So it's kind of, you know, I think our show is unique. It's just sort of, I'm still bewildered by what we see out there in the YouTube streets, and I didn't need to pull it out. That's what she said, says Jedi Master Ted. All right, so all right, we got Coffee here with the ace deuce in the big blind. He is going to go to Raise City here at this point and get the small blind to fold out. What are we? Yeah, we're at the 10K, 20K mark. So everybody who finishes at this point going to be north of 1,000, 1,315, 1,830, 2,500. John HBG, forget about it if it has use or not. All coins are tradable based on price action and charts. Yeah, I know. It just. I don't understand it, how things can have value that are just, there's probably a rational explanation that people can go, well, actually, and I would be like more absolutely apt to listen to. So here we go. Got to raise up by Dustin. Ethan says, I have Beanie Babies from 1998. I am set for life. Are they actually like selling again, or am I just getting trolled? All right, so we've got Dustin raising out of the big blind with 8-3. Coffee. Going to look him up here with a Jack-10, and maybe has. Well, we've got an 8-ball turning here, so aces up for Dustin, and No bet here as we'll see if Coffee goes for the river bet and probably the river call coming from Dustin. Nope, we're going check here. Well, that was nothing dramatic about that. Gary K, why does anything have value? They've got a great point there. Nihilism is real here in our chat. I believe in nothing, Mr. Lebowski. Dustin looks like a U.E. Mackenzie. Like a mini-me, poor man's E. Mackenzie or something. I don't know. Dan trolled. Okay, let's see here. And all right, we got a call by Dustin. Fender here with check. Okay, we're going to go top pair here for Dustin.
Yeah, it's just perception at that point.
And it's going to turn a straight draw here for Fender. Dustin's still here with the best fit. Fender was not going to go for the gutter ball. I'm just going to go bet fold. All right, Ben Dog, SJ, I own a card shop. The hobby is on fire. It has certainly seemed like the enthusiasm for sports cards and memorabilia has just like rocketed again to the point that it was, like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, like that was really like a booming thing. And then it just kind of, once I got out of high school, I don't know if there wasn't the same excitement about it, but I think because of the streaming things and because people are just, because of this, the generations now that are 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s have disposable income and have favorite athletes. They have favorite memories and stuff to collect. And now we've got a 10-5 call here by Fender. Coffee raising. I know, I'm trying to get on my dad's case because we did a lot of card shops, like basketball, baseball during. They literally had chestfuls of stuff. So, I'm kind of getting on his case to be like, go find stuff in there because you've got inevitably something in there that is going to be worth some dollar bills, y'all. And I probably still have some of mine, too, so I need to go home just to look through some of those, see if I can find some money hanging around in there. All right, we've got a raise up by Fender. Let's see, Dustin with the Queen 10. Going to be just a min raise to him as again, the line's 10K, 20K at this point. John Ragord, no co-host commentator tonight. Yeah, I don't mind doing this Sunday, kind of like solo. I think it is still really good practice and spaces for me to still kind of try to work on things and challenge yourself in such a way. Whereas we have got a bet here. Sometimes, I might see somebody or think of somebody, or there's been discussions with people to be like, hey, you want to come on and do the show? But every once in a while, I just like doing some of these by myself just for the sheer challenge of having to be entertaining throughout it and not screw up any points. All right. We got a Nick from Yuma update here. Nets 112, Clippers 108. Them Nets been winning, man. They may not be everybody's cup of tea on the defensive side, but they're still looking pretty gosh darn dangerous. Here we go. We got Dustin with pocket threes. Blind 10K, 20K. Now I'm going to go choose a 5x size raise. Here up to 100K and just trying to clear this out pre. And mission accomplished. Ethan Youngblood runs better solo. It's just a different kind. Like I love it when especially when we do the cash game. We got people that are like really informed or really entertaining or I feel like really add something that I'm just like absolutely like I'm. But if it's like the chemistry is janky and it's like I'd just rather do stuff myself just. But yeah, for a Monday or Thursday one, like I think just because of some of the subtleties of cash gameplay, like it's just always great to have a tandem here. Whereas I think the tournament, there's a start point, there's an end point. It's usually never longer than 4 hours, so it's not too mentally taxing. So we've got a raise up here by Fender. Coffee here with the re-raise out of the big. Okay, Fender going to fold, and Coffee, who has been just a bulldozer here as we've gotten a 5-handed. PS shakes 1, 2, 3. Kyrie will cause problems. Mark my words. Yeah, I think it has worked because Harden has been a way better distributor and table setter than I think people realized he could be. Because like he did have that style with Houston, but I think he just realized that towards the end, if he was going to have to literally carry every possession, it was going to involve him doing a lot of shooting. So the fact that he's been able to kind of seamlessly step in and just be able to like, all right, I'm going to set the table for everybody else, and I'll get mine late while I need to, and spots where I've got to carry the offense. So it's like they find a buyout guy at center or another post player, like they picked up Andre Robertson. So they're just throwing shit at the wall, just hoping maybe somebody makes sense. All right, we got a hand brew in the 3-handed though. Coffee here with the best of it, flopping a jack on the Jack 4-6 board. Dustin here with pocket threes, looking up at 3 overs, going to fold. Fender probably will not float either. It's back to our boy Coffee. Yeah, that's a pretty good point there, SJ. With the physical media walking towards being obsolete, a lot of collectors want them. Yeah, well, those old-time systems and things like that, I'll probably hold on to Nintendo at Super Nintendo back in my parents' place for forever, but, maybe it gets to a point if those things are still operational, there might be worth something, but I jumped. And, let's see. Dan was advocating for the Heat. The Heat are starting to get healthier and get their kind of players back. I think they're teams that were struggling early that we all counted out that are starting to kind of come back up the upswing. Toronto's had a really shitty start. Washington had a really shitty start. Now they're kind of climbing back up. All right, Dustin here against Coffee, Queen 10 and Jack 7 of clubs. We're going to go out to the 9-3 deuce flop. Both players miss. Coffee going to slow down here as he's been c-betting the world. This is going to turn interesting for both as a big turn bet here for a straight draw for Dustin. Who does have a overcard to the board that he can pair up with his jack. But he's just looking to get this one through, but it's top pair queen kicker for Coffee, 3-handed. And now the decision for him is if he wants to make this a raise or just a call. He is just going to call. And king here on the end, so maybe a chance for Dustin to bet, but he would have to basically jam. And I don't think he's got the stones to do it. Like, any bet I think is, oh, wow, instant call. Dustin went for it. Coffee snaps. And we're down to heads up here. Well, I was wrong. I thought, boy, if Dustin made a move at this with a king there on the end, that might be enough to make Coffee flinch. But I think he had pretty much decided he was going to call any bet based on maybe whatever his intuition was telling him. We are down to heads up. Fender versus Coffee. Clash of the Titans here on TCH Live. Legends are made here on Sunday. Yeah, apparently the drug sniffing COVID dogs exist. I'm sure there's a way that makes sense, that if you can make it repeatable, that the dog could be smart enough to detect. That sounds bonkers, but it's 2021. I'm just kind of, I'm never closing the door on anything being real or not practical. Gary Keck, say retro video games having a niche, but will the younger generations want antique chairs, tools, plates, the stuff found in a storage shed? I doubt it. I don't know. There's somebody I know that has made a pretty good living off of like storage auctions and just being able to find random stuff that even if he has no use for it, like still put it on the marketplace online. And yeah, that's a fascinating way to do things. I'm pretty envious, but everything is old is new again, or down to heads up though here, as Coffee has had a really aggressive strategy out of his blinds. So, and I don't think he's done anything wrong in that. I think that every situation that he's raised there has made total sense. So it's just gonna keep on trucking here. Scent Hans can sniff out pretty much anything, says William Lottie. Yeah, I can believe that. My dog loves sniffing things the entirety of the day, so imagine if he had been trained in some form or fashion. He would be like a military-grade expert at finding loose tennis balls in a war or something if we ever needed to, because he can find a tennis ball practically anywhere on Earth, it feels like. Just like, where did you find that ball? All right, we got Coffee raising on the button. Fender Bender. Boy, he's going two sides of the tables with his chips. What a baller move here. Got the pinks on the right, the yellows on the left. And we've got a 3-bet, so we'll see what the sizing is going to be, if that entices Coffee to come back in. If it's only like 100K more, Coffee could feel like, okay, well, maybe I'll try to snap bait. But the 125 raising is going to take it down. Yeah, I think SJ is right. Says Atari 2600 isn't collectible. Like, a lot of the stuff is, I think, based on if it's just like a great condition or it comes with the original like boxing or packaging or something like that. Like that's a little more, I would seem to think have. I don't know shit. I really don't. But me thinking aloud, that's it's wild times to be alive. Yo, much love from TZ East Africa. Love the stream, says A. Jeff chillin'. What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't done so yet. Come on, what are you waiting for? All right, so as we continue, tomorrow night's 5 at 10. Thursday, AA Ron as host of 2-5. Match the Stack If you want to get on our stream, can get on the list at TCH live list at texascardhouse.com or text the number there 512-843-1971. And then you may become a TCH live legend just in one night. Maybe you'll get on the list here. We'll find something funny about you. Boom, you're world famous. People around you will gravitate towards you, ask you all kinds of questions, try to touch you. Who wants to touch me? All right, we've got Coffee with what feels like it's 1,000th ace deuce on this final table. I think that's like the only hand that he's gotten dealt. He's going to flop bottom pair. Fender's going to miss here with the old 10-7 of diamonds. And that is that. Ernesto with a great point. It's all about the box, fellas. I don't know if that's a double entendre, you bastard. All right. Again, my name is Mike Yemblett. Do talking. Follow me on the gram at TCH, at Hoops Mike, Twitter at Hoops Mike. You can follow us, tch.atx. Be sure to like all those posts over there for us. Appreciate it. Shoots us not just the YouTube algorithms, but the Instagram algorithms. And folks, I got to tell you, we appreciate all those likes out there because we're competing with girls' ass photos, vacation photos, the coolest time ever photos. So, I mean, you tell the Instagram algorithms you like that post, you really stick it right to the influencers and you give it back here to the power of the people. All right, I'm not sure what I was going out about here, but we got Coffee winning with middle pair. Fender with an unknown hand at this point, but one that he wishes to not continue with. Got folks saying he's from Tanzania here. Amazing. Our reach is everywhere, folks. All around the globe and in your backyard here on Texas, TCH Live. I almost said Texan Live, so that's... Trying to get ourselves the fabled 100 like mark. We can do it. We can just put our muscles and our minds to it. Just gotta believe. All right, Coffee here heads up. We've got some real hands in the mix. King 10 versus 9-8 of diamonds. As gutter ball here for Fender. Coffee here with just king high. He's going to take himself a free card. Ace here on the turn. King high still way ahead at this point, but any 8, 9, or 7 going to be good here for Fender. We got a bet by Fender here with the nut straight. Coffee, though, not feeling too wonderful about his king high, so it unfortunately does not have anything that he could pay off the Fender bender with, but Fresh Prince and the Jazzy at Jeff. Hell yes. All right, so looks like we're going to dig our heels in. We're going to have ourselves a real heads-up battle here on TCH Live Sunday.
It's ground-pounding, heart-stopping, quarter-mile mayhem as Big Daddy Don Garlits and Don the Snake Bruto chase 3-time Top Fuel Eliminator World Champion Shirley Cha-Cha Muldowney down the quarter-mile of death in their 7,000 horsepower.
All right, I just figure I'll just let you guys have some fun with that. All right, 9, 7, 10 on this board here for Coffee. Who's got an overcard and a gutter ball. Fender with ace high. Technically with the best of it, but bet of 50K and Coffee is not going to continue. But if he I mean, if he was able to see that his opponent had ace-4 there, I think he'd be way more apt to splash, but that's why he doesn't. All right, less than 20 bigs for Fender, so it could be Pez, Youngblood. They need to get you an aux cord, man. It would be kind of complicated, I think, to try to run like an aux cord for a computer to a board when the board's on the other side. So it's sort of like I could accidentally leave something on, and then you could be just blared with some YouTube ad if I forget to like mute it. So, I mean, maybe there's a system around it with the sound effects. We got the worst form of pocket eights, though, without the 8 of spades. Gonna do it here for Fender. Shout out our boy, Steam Dola. Pick up a silver fox, okay. Vegas questions. We are seeing a fair amount of people that are just kind of traveling through from spots because I think the flights aren't too ridiculous to be able to travel from out of state. Hotel prices aren't bad, but so if you want to travel on in here for a weekend, for a week, maybe you got some time, take a vacation, and get yourself on the TCH live list at texascardhouse.com or text 512-843-1971, especially if you're traveling ahead of time. You've seen your fine, awesome faces out here. So, middle pair straight draw for the Fender Bender. Big Daddy Coffee here with the bottom pair gutter ball to a 5, which is dead, but bet though by Fender. Going to get a call here by Coffee. Going to need a 6. Oh, boy, we got the bottom end of the straight note here for Coffee. Top end of the straight here for Fender. Bet what looks like 100K. Coffee in the bottom end of it. Going to be kind of forced to pay this off. We'll see if it does the same on the end. So the board does pair, which Fender will make the exact same bet. Coffee will flip the 100K call in. And now we have swung to just about even at chips here between Fender and Coffee as a cooler alert there. Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to sit there and think, like, Coffee is supposed to just, like, get away from that. Like, it's... I mean, it's really just worried about one hand range specifically with any kind of 9X, which... A tough one there, heads up, but nonetheless... Fender has taken Coffee to Value Town. And we continue here, heads up. Tyler Winters, I saw a ticket price booking from a friend. Detroit to Las Vegas round trip with 3 nights at Bellagio for $650. That probably 3 nights, that place for that, yeah, probably not bad. Going super high end or something like that. I don't know. I know if we're still waiting on Vegas to kind of not be. Everybody who has talked on this is Vegas not really that fun right now, but I'm sure you could create your own fun wherever you go. We certainly hope it's Austin here, but Tron Man 63. I would call BS if someone claimed, yeah, I would get away from that hand and fold. Yeah, that's. I agree with you, Tron Man 63. All right, we've got a raise by Coffee and a call by Fender. Top pair for Fender. Bottom pair for Coffee. And Fender trying to maybe build a chip castle here. Maybe not realizing the actions on him. Nope, no, he's putting out a bet, though. Looks like he had announced a 150K. Coffee going to fold his bottom pair as let's see, what was... As we continue. Folding is snoring, says Ethan.
Yeah, I'm not good. She's actually immediately said you're.
Yeah, okay. It's SJ saying the 650 rate Bellagio would be like 200 or 300 a night, but that was pre-COVID rates. Yeah. Okay, that's probably a pretty good value too. All right, back here to this heads-up battle on TCH Live Sunday. Dude talking, super producer Carolyn here in the house. We'll be back here Monday night for 510. Ricardo Soka, you guys are back. Yes. Damn straight. We had a week off here as I don't know if it felt like a week or it didn't feel like a week. It felt like an eternity at stretches, and then it just felt like it flew by. I just remember thinking when it was just freezing Tuesday, I'm like, this is going to be over soon. Like, you just got to do buck up, go one more night. I isolated into my bedroom to the point that I just was like, thankful I have a small apartment to the point that I could just put towels underneath the door, light up a bunch of candles, like 3 sweatpants, 2 or 3 layers of socks, and like I was able to be kind of like fine after that. But it's like if you have people that had like big houses here, it got really cold for a lot of people, especially without power. So it was, if I had to suffer, it was probably a little less than I think that a lot of people who had to. That, like, 2.5 days, maybe 3 days without power, but water on the entirety of it. So, there was a lot of people that had a hell of a lot worse. So, plus I got to hang out with my dog, so that kept me pretty entertained for the most part. HF chilling. It's 7 a.m. here. Need to be working 30 minutes. Well, you just tell your boss that TCH Live is on. And, like, I don't know how they do things in Tanzania, but, around here in the States, people just let people watch their favorite programs before. No, I'm kidding. Ethan, sweatpants, candles, towel under door. How did you swap? Well, like, it was creating so that no cold air can get into the room, or what, warmth that you're own creating stays in it versus, like, the outside temperature is caving in from the outside, or what the fuck am I saying? But all right, we got a 9 Triz alert here. Coffee putting in the raise after the button limp. So like that at least created some like hand warmth and like whatever it burnt in the candle kind of produced just enough heat that it was like tolerable. And William, said I spent a lot of time in the car the last week. I think a lot of people did that too. Just especially Monday night was just like I have a free source of warmth here and a phone charger. Like it's just I got to spend like an hour or two on this just to. All right, we got a bet and a full. Defender flops top. Coffee here with a 9 Triz. Gets no part of it. Let's see. Dan, you need a big girl to keep you warm. Nope, but don't. Garrett K, Mike's an Iowa boy, knows how to stay warm. I mean, just enough. Like, it's not like it was just something totally new to experience. It just kind of understand little tips and tricks to make it a little less sufferable. So, Cardo, did you have to burn any of your belongings to stay warm, like card decks and poker chips? No, but did try to burn some boxes early on that I had, and then it was way too windy to try to build a fire Monday night, or Sunday night, I think. Monday, we had a pretty good one going. Yeah, it's weird because like half the city was fine if you were along, say, like close to the hospital grids or in necessary places that had to be open. But if you were kind of out in the suburbs, and not necessarily connected to it. It was more of a struggle, or if you had some storm damage that couldn't be treated. But if you have your car outside, that's fine. If it's in a garage, then that's a risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, which... All right, we got a button limp by Coffee. Fender, now the chip leader in this, says he's double gutted here. 7 or 3 is going to be good for him here. Top pair, good kick, decent enough kicker for heads up here for backdoor diamonds for Coffee. Got a bet at 50K, then a call. We got a 5-ball on the turn, which now gives Fenders even more outs to either a 6 or another 5. Along with go with the 7-3. Coffee puts out a bet of 100K. Fender's going to call. And one more street to go. Pot's been built up here to 390K. As crucial as any here. Heads up, Coffee will hold on as long as he does not get bluffed out of this, and it's going to even the chip stacks back up here after this. Is Fender missed about 13 outs there. Coffee is going to scoop the pot as V outside safe from poisoning. Yeah, I believe so. Like, I can't imagine unless he did something totally crazy. It's just sort of like, you know, you're not supposed to put, like, generator or any kind of, like, gas-induced, like, engine inside to try to heat up. And I think some people... I was, like, looking up hacks, life hacks of things that are like, hey, well, how can I generate some heat? All of them were... not ones I felt like, oh, I'm just going to burn everything down here doing this, aren't I? The 10-7. I just know a fair amount of people that went to go stay at other people's houses that had it. I just, you know, even, maybe that's how much of an introvert I'm in. Even in a crisis, I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to stay home. I will ride it out here, guys. Ernesto with the D-Gen story of the night. Years ago, my house ran out of propane gas. 3 days winter, New England was literally shaking. My girlfriend screamed at me to sleep at her house. I went to Mohegan instead. That's D-Gen City here, folks. As we continue here on TCH Live, Sunday. As been pretty steady here for the most part. We still got heads up going on 10-9 versus 10-3. Oh, the Minnesota Timberwolves have dismissed coach Ryan Saunders. So the Ryan Saunders era is over. Timberwolves fans have been pleading on Twitter to fire Ryan Saunders, and that day has now arrived. So Woj bomb dropping here at 10:02 Central Time. All right, Coffee here with a raise up. We're going to get Fender. We'll see if he tries to continue here. He will look at the 10-3 and give it up. I will be right back here in just a second.
Thanks, gentlemen. Good job. Thank you.
Sorry, I had to take a phone call. It was from Nature. So, all right, back here in the chat. No, I did not have to take a dump. That's not. Let's see. Saunders will be back at the T-Pups in 3 to 4 years. Yeah, I mean, they okay, so 10-9-9-4, not much. It's, I was supportive of the idea because people like Ryan. He was the youngest head coach in the league, so, he will go back probably into a scouting / assistant coaching role, which is probably, the guy is the same age as I am. I can't imagine trying to be a good NBA coach, much less an average one. So, in respect to Flip, who, changed the direction of the franchise and then passed away, it was the right symbolic move, but you get yourself into a spot where when you probably wanted to be able to pull away from it and cut the cord, you really couldn't do it because it would have been seen as kind of heartless. And Minnesota's just kind of one of those markets where they're not, it's not quite as simple to just get, all that. So, Ricardo, fewer viewers than usual. Yeah, Sunday is kind of maybe we'll get 300 sometimes for the tournament final table, but it's just generally kind of around the range. So, Fender raises. We've got a 3-bet from Coffee with the old ace queen. And going to go ahead and take it down. So, Nick from Yuma, are they doing NBA League Pass for free this week? I do not know, actually. I wonder if every time they do that, then it's bullshit. It never shows up on my cable, so I hope so. It'd be kind of nice to. JTN said, I used to live in Denver, and we never had issues with power going out in a blizzard. That's. I think everywhere in the country kind of just said that, how is that possible? But it was just, don't winterize the natural gas lines, and I'm not a power expert. It would just, I was doom scrolling like everybody else was to try to get informed on all of this. So Coffee just limps here with the ace queen. Fender though, gonna flop middle pair. Coffee, neither player with the spade. Bet of 80K, and going to get a look up here by Fender. David Brailer, what up, TCH Live? 9 days left in South Korea. I'll be in Texas Card House soon after. You let us know when you come here. I'm most likely dealing on Wednesday or Thursday, so that's the best time to see me, or maybe right before the Monday live, or the Monday or Sunday live stream. So we go up to showdown, the fourth spade rolling off. Coffee going to win it with its ace with a queen. Kick out. All right. Let's see. Who else? Dan, have you tried Brando's Thirst Mutilator brought to you by Carl's Jr.? I have not, but I heard Brando is what plants, it's got what plants crave. Brando's got. Oh, wow. That's just reading what Shams between Minnesota's hiring assistant coach Chris Finch as the new coach. All right. Well, not time to Google Chris Finch, but we're still heads up here. Here on TCH Live Sunday edition, 10-5, 10-8. And a brick board for both. Coffee would be the first one to bluff at it. And I'm going to go ahead and take it down. So, okay, Finch, this guy. All right, maybe he'll be good. But we're bleeding at some sports talk here on Sunday. She compliments the kicks. Jedi Master Ted, we're closing in then the longest heads-up battle in TCH history. I'm sure we've had longer, to be honest. There have been some really grueling 4-hour total tournament final tables we've had here, so I assure you, this probably isn't the longest, but it's definitely not one of the shortest. Ace-9 here for Fender. Coffee had well, that just happened really fast, so. She compliment the kick. Shout out to all my degenerates. Cool. Robert Catholic, what about that Warrior Charlotte game? The rest sucked the whole game up. Nobody called timeout. Yeah, it's tough to be perfect in the NBA officiating side of things. These guys just move so quick. And, you know, that Brozier side dribble definitely looked like a carry, though, but it's hell of a shot, though, by Scary Terry. SJ, I'll be in Austin next week with my wife. I should ditch her to check out TCH, but instead we'll probably get drunk near downtown, which gets her quite randy. All right, cool. My wife. All right. Gary K, speaking of kicks, I got something, I think, out of, what's the big, guy like Magellan shoes? I got it on one of those sporting goods stores. Oh, Academy Sports. I've really tried to opt for things that I don't have to tie my shoes very often. Like, I've really gravitated towards those as I've gotten older, just so I don't have to bend down or sit down and just, like, slide them on in and go. Like, that is, unless it's some kind of special, you know, something important, you know, then I'll wear something that requires shoelaces, but here we go. Fender here with bottom pair, coffee missing with the ace queen, bet and fold. Easy as that. All right, 16 more likes to 100. You guys can't bow out on us now. You got to see who's the victor coming up soon here between Fender and Coffee. So who's it going to be? Press 1 for Coffee. Press 1 for Mr. Coffee. Press 2 for Fender Bender. There we go. Let's vote. You got 50-50 odds of getting it correct outside of a chop, which I don't think is happening, but Rondo, the thirst mutilator. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to get some idiocracy quotes queued up here at some point. That might be my mission tonight. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Suck one. All right. Let's see. Boy, there's a big flop there for Coffee. Straight draw, flush draw. Same gutter ball exists for Fender, but he has king high. The bet of 100K, but we would get a call. Now, there is more straight card outs here for Coffee to a 4. And he might be able to bet his opponent out. Fender's going to take one more good look at the river. It is going to be an ace. Coffee may realize the only way he can win this is betting, and it's going to work. It's going to take a big hit in the Fender, and we'll continue here. It does. All right. All right, so we are going to have a new dealer change. So maybe that will we'll get the dealer that breaks this one up. We're going to have blinds at 20 and 40, so there's not going to be as much maneuverability. So I probably imagine this is going to be as much going on here as we continue. Let's see, Is our boy, is that Jake? Musician Jake. New album, Dance Spots. I don't know if I've got the SoundCloud link to it, but he's actually a really fucking awesome musician. Ectotron is his group. He deals on here sometimes. I feel like I should be shouting out his music stuff more because awfully damn talented. You can search Ectotron, and I think all of that's. I'm not sure what it's on. Some of the SoundCloud stuff. So he's got all sorts of being interesting effects. And usually playing. He plays by the sushi place that's near here, Bisu, on some Friday nights as well. So glad he's still being able to kind of get some music gigs during this time. So all right, King 4. Nothing happening. King High still best. Coffee. Betnet. Fender now down to his last 260K. And we are getting closer here as Coffee now with 1.4 million in chips. And, well, chance here for Coffee to maybe take it all. Like, he won this, like, not even that long. It was, like, within 2 months, I remember. I think he was sitting at, like, seat 6 or 7 and just destroyed the final table. I can't remember the exact date, but I know it's been not that long ago. But this year it's moved kind of weirdly, so that could have been like November for all I know. All right, middle pair for Coffee. We've got a flush draw for Fender. Check. Freebie. Ace of Hearts makes a flush here for Fender. Nothing with Coffee to connect to, but third pair in the spot. J-ball on the end. Some Judies. William Lottie. Too bad I wasn't in the booth. Chat would have needed me every time I said coffee. Coffee. That's why we love Lottie. If you're back in Long Island, you'd just be another guy, but here you're somebody special. Coffee. All right. Ace-9 offsuit here for Fender. That's looking like a shove in hand. Does Coffee have anything? Do you have any reasonable 2-card holdings here, Jeff Coffee? Oh, wow, we got Ace-King, so this could be the end of it here. Fender has got himself in a rough situation, heads up. Kind of cooler to a degree, but chance here for Coffee to win it all if he can fade a 9 or any back doors. Looking good. Oh, there's a back door to an 8. 9 or 8 is going to have to do it. It will not come. Jeff Coffee is your winner. Coffee is king. TCH legend. OG. And yet another tournament final table is in the books. So be back here Monday night, 5:10, no limit, on your favorite Chizizzle, TCH Live. Make sure to smash the like before you go. Click subscribe. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Dealer, staff, and floor for another great day here at Texas Card House in Austin. We will see you tomorrow night.